YouTube, what's going on? This is Vita Kid and I'm here with another video. Just do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate all supporting the channel. Like I said before, we're making bangers. We're here to stay. We're making more videos, and we're gonna just keep you updated on what's going on with 2K. So apparently, some content creators are invited to 2K community. As you guys know, there's a lot of YouTubers that get invited. It's a big controversy on all the people who 2K decide to invite to their community day, because 2K, along with a lot of other companies, do not like critics. So they like people who will kiss ass on the game and pretty much just tell them all the sweet lies that they want to hear about the game. Apparently, from the news of the content creators that went to community day, they say that small builds are back. I repeat, small builds are back. We don't know a lot of details yet, but apparently, there's a lot of people saying that if you're 5'9", 5'11", they're a little bit cracked. I don't know what that means, but I would look into that when the game comes out, just to investigate to see if it's really worth making a small build this year. In my opinion, I constantly make around a 6'2" to 6'3" point guard that's a shooter. If I make a shooter, I think that's my height. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna stay around there this year, to be honest. I don't think there's not much benefit to going that much smaller, in my opinion. So most likely we're gonna see what happens this year. Apparently, also small builds have more attributes, so that might also be a reason why you'll want to invest in a smaller build. I think larger builds, if they do it right or they balance it right, larger builds will have a physical advantage just because of their physical size, and I think it will require less badges to pretty much cover all the things that they can't already do. As far as smaller builds, I think they require more help, more badges, more attribute points, just to make up for the lack of size. You guys know my opinion. I feel like the biggest issue with the game so far is that there's no floor spacing and there's no dynamic as far as the lineups that are being ran, because if you want to pick and roll or you want to get to the mid-range, everybody's within arm's distance to the spot that you're trying to get to. So it just leads to very limited gameplay, and it hasn't really been like that in a very long time, where people had space to get to the spots where they want to get to on the court. So I think if small guards are buffed and larger players are a little bit nerfed, I think overall that will lead to more dynamic gameplay, more pick and roll, more pick and pop, more people ISOing, getting to the mid-range. Just overall, I think it'll be good for the game. So next, supposedly people are struggling to speed boost. This is an important topic, especially after just talking about the small guards. This is bad news for a lot of people. If you're not able to speed boost this year, those small guards that we're talking about might just be obsolete. I don't know. Now, me, I'm pretty good at scoring on ball and off ball, so I don't think the speed boosting thing. I'm not really a crazy dribbler. I'm more of a precision shooter, so I don't think that the speed boosting is gonna really affect me a lot. But I know for all the dribble guys and dribble spammers, speed boosting not being that easy or whatever might be an issue. Now, I know it's early in the year, and typically what happens in the beginning of the year is people don't have the right animations. They don't know what animations are good, what animations are bad. So while they're in the builder and they're testing out their early version of the game, they might have bad animations overall. So what seems like a game that they nerfed speed boosting is really just you just don't have the right animations. So as soon as you put on the right animations, you might move like a god. So I think it's kind of early to tell, but I know people were saying that they were playing Play Now and they had Kyrie, and they were still struggling to speed boost with Kyrie. So maybe they were doing it wrong or whatever, but apparently speed boosting is an issue. So we're going to see when the game comes out, or there's new updates, what's going on with the speed boosting. Now, in my opinion, Community Day, it's pretty much just a show. They're just putting on a show. They're just trying to show everybody the new bells and whistles and what's going on with the game. I think Community Day it's good for early access. 2K is trying to build the hype for the game, so they invite content creators to kind of leak out some information. But overall, I think Community Day is just, like I said, it's just a light show. I wouldn't take anything that's happening real serious. We won't really know what's going on, like I said, until we get our hands on the game. So as far as Community Day and the content, supposedly there's a couple of big releases when the embargo drops. But other than that, I think that we're gonna have to wait and see what happens, and when we get the game, how the game plays. And on top of that, there's a good time to talk about all the lies and misconceptions that 2K has. 2K is very elite at finessing people for money. The game is for profit. It's for profit. They're here to make money off of us. and people don't realize it. So what happens? You get the game when it first comes out, everybody's excited, everybody wants to just hop on the court and play. So what do? You just, in the spur of the moment, create a quick build, drop $100 in the game, get you to an 85 overall, and bam, you're in the game. But what you didn't know is that that build might not be the most optimal way of putting it together, building the build, making the player balance. So you end up pretty much as your first build. Most people know who play 2K, your first build is usually a bust. There's not a lot of times where you make a first build and it comes out very well. So I would highly recommend everybody out there, take your time, learn the builder, look up some builds, see what other people are doing, and just monitor the elite 2K players. These people have been playing the game for a long time. They've been putting years and years and years into the game. They know how it works. So trust the process, trust the people. I think, I like to be original sometimes, but at the end of the day, if you don't do the research, you're not going to know that, you need a 85 ball handle to get this animation, and if you do an 84 ball handle, the animation might be capped or whatever, and so you're just stuck with a build that can't get the animation because you just wasted that point on something that was useless anyway. So I would just take your time. 2K, they made a lot of money in this last iteration of the game, so they are really trying to drill down on microtransactions, getting more builds, making them cheaper, and making them more tempting to buy some more builds. So overall, take your time, do the research on the build. Don't be so quick to rush into my career and get a game off, and just focus, lock in that first day or two, and be sure of the end product that you have and what you want. Be sure that this is the type of player that you want to make, because you're going to end up being stuck with it in the long run, and it's your money, not mine. You're just going to be wasting your money if you don't use the build. On top of that, I heard there's word in the street also from the community day that lockdowns are back. Now, Mike Wang and a couple of game devs showed and they explained that there's a new lock system, defensive system, along with a new offensive system and dribbling system. It's supposedly, now this is the thing, if you're struggling to speed boost and the defender has a new animation where you're using the right stick to shuffle or speed shuffle, this is gonna lead to a lot of people getting boxed, and it's gonna be hard for the casual player. I think the casual player will struggle and complain about it, and maybe it might actually be a good idea, but you know how 2K goes. When enough people complain, they patch the game, and then the original game that we got on release date is not the game or end product that we receive by June, July. The game is usually pretty good when the game comes out. They do a lot of switching up, and then the game gets really bad really fast. So we're gonna see how this defensive system works and how this dribbling system works, but I wouldn't I think locks are good every year. So a lock is a safe build to make. As long as he has a little bit of offense and he can shoot in the corner or spot up, I think you'll be good with a lock. They say that strength matters as far as dribbling is concerned. So if you're going to make a lock and you're an on-ball defender, you might want to have strength just so that you could force pickups or shuffle in front of offensive players that also have strength. But at the end of the day, lockdown builds are always good. This year, my lock build was my favorite build, and I think that I usually make 2 to 3 builds. My first build is usually a point guard or small forward shooter. I usually make a lockdown defender, and I usually make either some type of slasher or center, depending on how the game plays. I think in these past couple years, slashers haven't really been my thing, just because the shot meter or the dunk timing meter just isn't it's not favorable. They made it a little bit better, but it took a long time, where we all know there's this glitch where you could be driving, you could start your dunk and there's nobody in the paint and you still have a really small meter. I don't know what is up with the shot contest system or what's going on with the dunk contest system, but that's still a thing to this day in 2K24, and I my hopes aren't that high on 2K actually changing that. So I would just be aware that dunk timing is still in the game, and if you're gonna make a slasher, you better figure that thing out, because at the end of the day, it's your fault that you made that build, knowing that 2K did not fix some stuff in the game, which was making it not good in the first place. So I think that's everything. Just my last notes is to just be careful with the builder. Like I said, take your time. Small guards are in, locks are tough. I already know big men and post score are going to be dominant. They always are. And I feel like if 2K executes on the small details as far as the shooting, the dribbling, the defending, and the court spacing, I think that it'll probably be a pretty solid game. I have a little bit of high hopes and high expectations for this game. Let me know in the comments whether you guys are excited to buy 2K25 or if you guys are just not going to buy it at all. I respect that. It's your money. You're paying for it. So if you don't want to spend $70 on the new game, I hear you, bro. I was thinking the same thing, but we're going to see what happens with this new game. I appreciate y'all for being here with me. Just stay tuned for some more info. Put the notification bell on. I appreciate y'all. Peace.